in pondering and in meditating on the story of Christ, what we realize, and that what I realize, is that we all have a little Christ. And I think that all Christians do. And we have this small, limited Christ, which is actually an image of us. And in this little image of Christ, we want to see the highest thing because it is an image of us. And that's a lot easier. And some of us might be attached to certain aspects of Christ's story. So you meet people who are attached to, for example, the infant blessing, Sermon on the Mount aspect of Christ. And we want to see in that the highest thing. And other people are attached to the denouncing hypocrisy and laying it out as it is facet of Christ. Others to Christ as the ruler and the judge of the world. Still others to the teacher of truth, or Christ as the healer. And still others as the self-sacrificing aspect of Christ, of this innocent victim of a corrupt establishment. And the list goes on and on. And each of these facets of Christ are good. But if we take them alone without committing ourselves in faith to the whole, in those facets we can hide our own passions. And so, for example, those who prefer the denouncing hypocrisy facet of Christ might resent authority. Those who prefer the teacher of truth might ignore the significance of Christ praising Samaritans, who were the heretics of his day. In order to encounter God in stories, we must first renew our intelligence. But we must also slowly let go of our passions, our pride. And as we do, the story of Christ opens itself to us. And we will see more of him in it. I mean, I'm always amazed every time I go through the gospel. I'm knocked down and I'm like, how is it that I didn't notice this before? It's like I've read it 30 times. Why is it that this little thing that Christ said has never stuck into my memory? And it's usually because it doesn't fit what I think Christ is. And it just shatters you every time. And you have to reconsider that, no, Christ is bigger than what you think. And he's bigger than you'll always think. He's bigger than everything. And I think that as we do that, more of Christ will appear to us from Old Testament stories. And even the light of Christ will start to shine through the world stories in the capacity that each story has to manifest that light. And I'm not saying that all stories are good in their specifics. I mean, obviously not. There are many evil things in stories, just as there are in people. But one is always surprised to encounter a seed of truth in the strangest place. Though sometimes hidden deep down and surrounded by weeds, it might be. And behind all the veils, behind all the coverings, we sometimes are surprised to encounter this divine spark. And so that's my encouragement for everyone today. Thank you.